Okay, so if you're following digital innovation at all, you definitely know the buzz around blockchain technology.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's promised as this, foundational shift.
Right. Touching everything: finance, supply chains, even entertainment. We hear Web3 all the time.
The decentralized internet, the potential feels enormous, doesn't it?
It really does. But, and this is the big but,
There's always a but.
yeah, despite all the hype, all the investment, if you look around, uh, ordinary people,
Your neighbor, the person at the checkout.
exactly, they're not really using blockchains seamlessly in their daily lives. It just hasn't happened yet.
Nope. There's this huge gap, right, between what's possible and what's actually being adopted.
And that's the tension. That's what we really want to dive into today. Why is it just so hard?
So incredibly difficult to get these world-changing technologies into everyone's hands.
We're going to use the early story of the Pi Network project as our way in. Their founder, Nicholas.
Right? This was, what, over 7 years ago?
Yeah, started with this massive dream, but pretty quickly hit a wall.
A brick wall of public skepticism, you could say.
Definitely. So our mission today isn't just, telling the story.
No, it's about really unpacking how they tried to get those first users.
Yeah.
It was unique.
Unique is one word for it. Hands-on, maybe a bit awkward.
Definitely awkward.
Yeah.
But by looking at their struggles, we can pull out some universal lessons.
Lessons about what it takes for any cutting-edge tech to break through.
Exactly. To go beyond the early adopters, the tech crowd, and reach, genuine mass acceptance.
This is really a story about how tech genius isn't enough.
Not at all. If you fail the empathy test, the tech doesn't matter.
Okay, let's start with that vision then. Because it was big, Pi Network wanted a new digital currency.
But focus completely on accessibility. That was key.
They didn't just want decentralization for its own sake.
No, they want to democratize the power of blockchain. Things like transparency, security.
Make it feel easy, approachable for literally everyone, worldwide.
And maybe we should just quickly touch on what blockchain means here for anyone needing a refresher.
Good idea. So technically, it's a digital ledger for transactions.
That's public. Everyone can see it. And crucially, it's immutable. Can't be changed.
Right. But the deeper thing Pi was tackling, I think, is trust.
Exactly. That's the core concept people struggle with. It's a transfer of trust.
From banks, from governments.
To this distributed ledger. And Pi was saying you can rely on the tech, on the ledger itself.
And that's a radical shift in power, isn't it?
Huge. Handing authority to the ledger. Most people don't see why they need or want that.
So the founders knew, okay, we have to bridge this understanding gap.
And they did something pretty unconventional. They skipped all the usual tech marketing.
No targeted ads, no conferences. Nicholas and the team set this, tiny goal.
100 users. Just 100 to start.
But how they tried to get them, they went into actual shopping centers.
Yep. Real-world malls. Talking to complete strangers.
Think about that. Trying to explain, decentralized governance next to the pretzel stand.
Yeah, it wasn't really a sales pitch, was it?
No, it was like raw market research, field work.
Trying to figure out, is crypto even relevant to this person buying shoes? What problems could it actually solve for them?
And maybe more importantly, why might they just instantly say, no thanks?
They got it. They knew scaling wasn't about better code, not at first anyway.
It was about figuring out the human side, those barriers.
That's the hit. Hard.
Yeah, here's where reality bites. That goal of 100 users.
Didn't happen. Not even close.
After all that effort, probably some really draining conversation.
Oh, I bet. High friction, lots of explaining.
They only managed to get 54 people on board. 54.
Wow. So Nicholas and the team got their proof right there.
Proof that building this new network was way, way harder than they thought.
But that failure, that rejection, was actually super valuable.
Yeah, how so?
Because the resistance wasn't about, bugs in the software. It wasn't technical.
Ah, okay. It highlighted these specific barriers to adoption.
Exactly.
Yeah.
4 main ones. And they're all deeply rooted in, psychology, social factors.
And if you're building anything revolutionary today...
You will face these. Guaranteed.
Okay, let's break them down. They seem universal. First one. Barrier to understanding. Jargon, basically.
It's more than just the words, though. It's the mental wall that technical stuff creates almost instantly.
Right, like you start talking hash functions or staking.
Yeah, just someone just trying to grab lunch and their eyes just glaze over.
It takes too much mental effort, right?
Totally. And the default reaction is, if I don't get it immediately, I probably don't need it.
So the Pi team saw this wasn't just a tech complexity issue.
It was a communication failure,
Yeah.
a conversational failure.
Makes total sense. Okay, barrier number 2 was about reliability issues.
Yeah, and this ties right into decentralization. When there's no central boss.
People get nervous, understandably.
They absolutely do. Reliability here really means safety, stability, predictability.
Like with my bank, if I forget my password.
They can help you reset it, right? There's someone to call.
But with crypto keys and this trustless stuff,
The fear kicks in. What if I lose my keys? Is my money just gone?
the network has problems. Who do I even complain to?
Exactly. That lack of a central safety net, it triggers this primal fear of losing everything permanently.
Even if the tech itself is theoretically super secure?
Doesn't matter. It's the feeling of risk.
Okay, the third barrier. This one feels huge. Unclear need.
Oh, this is maybe the toughest one because it kills any sense of urgency.
Right, so the people in the mall, they just felt fine.
Pretty much. Their
Yeah.
existing systems, banking apps, messaging, whatever, they worked okay. Sufficient.
So the benefits of this amazing decentralized ledger,
Weren't immediately obvious in their daily lives. It seemed abstract.
like if my bank app works fine in 3 taps.
And your revolutionary blockchain thing takes 15 steps,
Yeah.
needs a private key I have to protect.
And has transaction fees I don't really get.
Why would I bother? The perceived need just evaporates.
You're asking them to endure new friction for a benefit that feels, I don't know, far away.
Precisely. Trading familiar friction for complex, unfamiliar friction. Bad trade for most people.
Wow. Okay, and the last one, number 4, which is practical, operational complexity.
Yeah, this is purely about the user experience being, frankly, difficult.
Early blockchain stuff often felt like it was built by engineers for engineers.
Totally. You need a certain level of digital know-how just to sign up, never mind actually do anything.
Nicholas saw that even just getting started felt scary, frustrating,
The tech was demanding that the user adapt to it.
instead of the other way around, which is how good tech should work.
Right, so you put it all together. The big realization wasn't about the code.
No, it was skepticism, complexity, fear of loss.
And just no clear reason why they needed this in their everyday life right now.
It was all human friction, amplified by the technical stuff nobody understood.
It really is humbling, isn't it? Thinking that global adoption starts with convincing, or failing to convince, 54 random people in a mall.
Yeah. And that realization, that failure almost,
Yeah.
it forced a big change, right?
A massive pivot. They realized explaining this stuff one-on-one, in person,
Especially in a busy shopping center.
was just never going to scale. You can't explain it to billions that way.
The effort for those 54 interactions proved the communication model was broken.
Completely broken for mass adoption.
So they had to shift gears, move away from personal contact.
Towards a way to get their complex vision out there.
Mm.
Accurately, consistently, globally.
And the solution they landed on was writing,
Essentially, yes. Writing and distributing the white paper.
now famous in crypto circles.
It became their core strategic tool. An official document.
Laying it all out systematically, the goals, the problems they were solving.
Trying to address those 4 barriers head on.
Yeah.
Plus the tech structure, the roadmap, the economics.
Everything in one place. A single source of truth.
Which meant it was scalable,
Hmm.
consistent. It bypassed the limits of those messy face-to-face talks.
Okay, but hang on. Isn't that just trading one kind of complexity for another?
How do you mean?
Well, if people in the mall struggled with a quick verbal explanation,
Yeah.
how is giving them a dense, multi-page technical document any better? Seems like swapping jargon for, like, homework.
Huh. That's a really fair point.
Yeah.
It's a critical challenge. But the difference is about control and distribution.
Oh.
The white paper isn't really meant for every single user to read cover to cover. That's not the main goal.
Right. So what is the goal?
It's kind of twofold. First, establish intellectual rigor.
Mm-hmm.
Prove the thinking behind it for people who do need the details.
Like developers, maybe serious investors, early tech adopters.
Exactly. Build that foundation of credibility. But second, and maybe more important for adoption,
Yeah.
it provides the core story, the consistent narrative, the key points, the
Right.
analogies
That's like the master document.
that the community can then simplify, translate, break down into articles, videos, social media posts,
So it shifts the burden
Yeah.
from the founders having to explain everything personally.
to the document providing a shared official story that others can then spread and adapt.
Okay, that makes more sense. It's the source code for the story almost.
That's a good way to put it. And this whole early experience, this pivot, It gives us these universal lessons.
Yeah, lessons that really apply to any big new technology trying to go mainstream. AI, DeFi, biotech.
Doesn't matter the tech. First lesson, relentless user centricity.
That failure to get the other 46 people proved it, right? You have to understand the user.
Their existing needs, their worries, their reasons for saying no. Developers aren't the mass market.
You got to design for the average person, not the expert.
Lesson 2, constantly strive for clarity.
This means always trying to translate the technical stuff.
Obsessively. Into familiar terms, simple analogies people can grasp quickly.
Because Nicholas learned, if you can't explain the value fast.
The system's already failing no matter how brilliant the code is.
Yeah.
Value has to be obvious.
Okay, third lesson, strategic communication.
The pivot to the white paper showed this. You need multiple channels.
Personal touch, sometimes, sure, but also formal docs, digital content, community building.
All working together to provide accurate info, engaging info, and build trust.
Because trust doesn't just appear. You have to earn it with consistent, clear messaging.
Absolutely. And the final lesson, maybe the foundation for all of it.
Continuous dialogue and improvement.
Yeah. Success isn't about launching perfectly. It's about getting that early feedback, even when it's harsh.
Like being rejected by dozens of shoppers.
Exactly. And then being willing to actually listen and adjust, change direction, change the messaging.
Use that resistance as your roadmap for what needs fixing.
It's an iterative process, always learning, always adapting.
So when we zoom out, the big takeaway here is pretty clear.
Building the future, whether it's blockchain or Web3 or something else.
It takes way more than just amazing technology.
So much more. It takes consistent effort, real empathy for the people who are hesitant.
Proactive work to build trust, and this deliberate, often difficult push to make the tech fit into real life.
Make the need for it obvious, not just theoretical.
So adoption needs more than just the tech builders.
Oh, definitely. It needs storytellers, people who can make the complex simple.
Who can spark curiosity, but also calm those fears people naturally have about new, potentially risky things.
Yeah, those raw voices from the mall, those 54 yeses and maybe hundreds of no's.
Yeah.
They shape the white paper.
Proving that understanding the user, truly understanding them, is step 0, before you can even think about scaling.
We've seen loud and clear. Technical brilliance just isn't enough. The human side, trust, need, understanding, that's everything.
So if the very first hurdle is just getting a few dozen strangers in a mall to see the point,
Yeah.
it leaves us with a big question for you, the listener. Think about it.
What's the most fundamental, basic human need? Maybe even more basic than managing money or data that blockchain must convincingly address to finally break through.
To go from those first 54 users to billions.
That's the question. And maybe exploring resources like that Pi white paper born from this struggle could offer some clues.